Hey there. Welcome to the Eurostep, a Milwaukee Bucks podcast, proudly a part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network and presented by our pals at Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, where you can play $5 and get $50 when you sign up using code Eurostep, using the description in the link wherever you are watching or listening. I am Ty Windisch, one of your hosts, joined as always by the elegant Rohan Katti on a beautiful day. The Bucks won their second basketball game in about 2.5 weeks, which means it has to be a beautiful day. And we're going to talk about that game. We don't usually split back-to-backs with podcasts, but we've got converging schedules over the weekend. And frankly, there was too much to not talk about, Rohan. So here we are. Hopefully this isn't all outdated with a devastating loss to the Knicks later tonight, Friday, as we record. But all that aside, Rohan, how's it going?
Doing well, Ty. The Bucks won a basketball game. Isn't it crazy? It's wild. These things don't happen very
losing
often.
Streak. No, not this year.
No. So they win opening night. They lose 6 games in a row. And then the battle of two teams with the worst record in the NBA comes to Fiserv Forum. And the Bucks blow out the Jazz.
Yeah, after trailing at halftime, right? Or was it like
Yes.
it was a close game? I think they were just down at halftime. Some of the same old issues cropped up late in the second quarter, but the game start was more successful and much more exciting because we got the news via Chris Haynes, who just, bless his heart, the graphics he's putting out. I think Chris Haynes is unaffiliated right now. He's got his own graphics person, and it's just like the news, a player pick, and then Chris Haynes in big font, which I think is awesome. You know, no one else is going to celebrate you. Celebrate yourself.
Oh
But
my
Andre
God,
Jackson Jr.
I forgot he's unaffiliated. Right
He's
now.
just Chris Haynes. Chris
And
Haynes via Chris Haynes.
That makes this graphic that much
It's hilarious. Yeah, just Chris Haynes. Good for him.
Freaking Chris Haynes. I love that for him, honestly.
Yeah, good. I mean, listen, like, what, you're not going to report? You might as well.
Yeah, gotta flex your bag, man.
But the big news was people thought it might be an injury or something because you just see this big pick of Andre Jackson Jr. You're like, oh no. He got the start for Gary Trent Jr., one junior for another. In this game, Giannis did play, was questionable going in with a right adductor strain. And I'm going to, you know, I'm loath to do this sometimes. I'm going to trust our Discord, the GSPN Discord. Bot tells me that Doc said Giannis will play against the Knicks as well.
No.
Can we trust Doc? I don't know. But apparently Doc said that in his post-game media. I will update the description if I hear otherwise. But I think I feel good about at least quoting what Doc said for now. But Giannis was questionable, did play, played great. Everyone else played except Khris Middleton. But Ajax gets the start. So it was Dame, Ajax, Prince, Giannis, Brook. And right away, you could feel the energy shift. And, you know, I think sometimes we do Ajax a disservice because we just talk about him like, you know, he's like the tiny kid on your Pee-wee football team who gets everyone fired up but doesn't actually do anything. Is that? I don't know if that's a universal experience. We had a kid named Spitfire, and he was just electric when I played the 7th grade. He called him Spitfire, dude. He ran a touchdown in holding the ball behind his back once.
What?
Do you know how electric? He would go up to like we had like the big lineman, you know, like probably like 6 foot tall. Spitfire was probably 5'5", and he would just be like, "I could take you down easily." Never stop talking trash. He would talk trash to the coach. Wherever you are, Spitfire, I hope you're doing well. We were the Ohio State Buckeyes in 7th grade. But anyway, Ajax did more than just bring
Spitfire.
I don't know. That was how he introduced himself.
Oh, okay.
I didn't come up with this.
Spitfire.
Yeah, he was the little Spitfire.
Okay.
Yeah. But Andre Jackson Jr. was he was a little Spitfire on the day he scored the touchdown, right? Like he got in the end zone in this game, 3 for 4 from the field, made his only 3, but defensively, 4 steals, and it felt like his perimeter defense was up a notch. I mean, we've said before, I don't know if he's the best on-ball defender or the best perimeter defender on the team, but he's able to switch well. He was the best on-ball defender in this game as well. Really disruptive all night against Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson, whoever they were putting him on. And, you know, those aren't stars, but those are, you know, the Jazz are bad. We know this. They came in the game with the same record as the Bucks. Some good offensive players, at least on that team, like some good tests individually. And I thought Ajax passed those tests with flying colors in this game. But what did you see in his first start of the season?
It was infectious energy, right? Everyone else seemed to be moving so hard, playing with so much ferocity. The Bucks were playing so fast right out of the gate. They had some weird lineups in the second quarter. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But they were playing so fast, so purposeful. It's like, Oh my goodness. This is incredible. This is exactly what we were looking for from this
Yeah.
team. You needed them to play with intensity. You needed them to play with pace. You needed them to play like this. And Ajax was that spark plug that was needed. On our last pod, we talked about AJ Green starting. And I just threw out, just as a theoretical, like, oh, would you start Ajax over Gary Trent? I was like, yeah, probably. But I didn't think that was actually going to happen.
Yeah. The doctor's taking some medicine, man.
That's what I'm saying. They listen to the pod.
I guess so. I will say, well, if it was AJ Green, I would really be like, okay, they're really tapped in. But you did bring up Ajax too, and I was open to it as well. You know, we're not totally the rotation people want. We're moving in a direction I feel good about, though. I will say that. And I think there's still a lot of Bobby Portis. I get it, though. I mean, there's just so little size on the roster outside of him. Liam Robbins with a new haircut.
This is
just
Liam
don't know.
Robbins time.
I just don't know if he's ready yet. A lot of fouls from Liam Robbins in garbage time. He might be taking Ajax's mantle. He had 2 fouls in 3.5 minutes. Let's not talk about Liam Robbins yet, though. Ajax, I thought screen navigation, great. Actual on-ball defense, great. Also, I just think like the effect of the Bucks having a guy in the starting 5 who's able to press starting at like 80 feet, you could notice that too. I mean, there were a lot of Jazz possessions where they're really getting into their half-court set at like 14 seconds left on the shot clock. And then you just have to guard less. I mean, it's obvious, but I think more teams are pressing for this reason. If you guard like 2 rotations well, they're out of time. And then you just have to rebound versus if you let them bring the ball up and get right into things with 18 seconds left, that's going to be time for another couple of passes, another couple of cuts, like all of these things. I thought the difference Ajax made, like pressing on the ball, the way he was actually defending on ball, the way he's defending screens. Also, did it feel to you like they were switching a lot more in this game? It felt like they leaned into, you know what, let's really use this guy. We're not just going to have him out there and then, you know, let him get kind of siloed anywhere. They were switching on and off ball, and I loved it. I mean, they were blowing up stuff. Whenever they would have Giannis on Markkanen, they would bring up Markkanen to set a screen to the ball handler. Ajax and Giannis are just all over this screen. There is nothing coming out of that for the defense. That's what we wanted to see. Even Brook Lopez coming out way more, especially later in the shot clock. And we talked about it, I think, last pod. Brook looks okay out there. He's had some good possessions. Like, I'll go out, I'll cover this guy for 4 seconds. Like, you're not going to get all the way around me, and you're not going to be able to get a good look right over me. I love the way the starting 5 defended in this game, and I hope they do that more. It also felt like a guy who, I think his defense waxes and wanes. The energy got to Dame too. Like, he was making great like help from the nail, poking the ball out. Dame and Ajax both had 4 steals in this game, which is probably more steals than the Bucks themselves have had in a few games this year, the whole team. So yeah, I just the way this unit was playing defensively was incredible.
It was so good. It was so great to see. It made me feel some glimmer of hope, Ty.
Yeah.
For this basketball team until the second quarter a little bit.
Well, yeah, we'll get there.
It was really, really fun. It was fun to watch this Bucks team, and I think they were having fun playing basketball. It was really cool to see. I mean, you still have some issues, like Gary Trent Jr. only played 8 minutes in the first half, and I believe Doc said he didn't play in the second half because of back spasms.
Back spasms. I'm doing air quotes.
Yeah, which is like, if he's his back spasms, why'd you play him 8 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Or maybe it was something that happened mid-game.
It could happen mid-game. Yeah, I mean, has he been having back spasms for a couple of weeks? Because that would explain a lot. But that seems like a long time of back spasms.
Yeah, and then DeLon Wright with the DNP.
Yeah.
Only guy on the roster did not play.
Ryan Rollins had an exciting 60 seconds, man. He
really
played 4.5 minutes, but some of that was garbage time, which he was good in garbage time too.
Marjan's beat the trade request flu.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say like the trade request, like allegations. I was like, oh, I wouldn't go that far. His one make in garbage time was like the worst kind of basketball. He like double clutches a pull up 2-point jumper through like almost getting it blocked and it goes in somehow. What a player. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Trent.
Yeah, I hope I don't hope it's back spasms, but it's like I hope
it would be nice a reason. Yeah. I mean, let's talk about that second quarter lineup that you referred to.
What on earth was that?
So it was Trent, Connaughton, Green, Giannis,
and
Bobby.
Yeah.
My thing with the bad bench lineups, like I think that lineup should work.
I don't.
If the players, well, why not? If the players are doing their jobs, why shouldn't that lineup work?
It's no ball handlers.
How is Gary Trent Jr. not a ball handler? That's what I don't get about this whole. And but to your point, they didn't give him the ball. So they tried. AJ Green tries to bring it up, turnover. Pat Connaughton tries to bring it up, turnover.
It was so funny because it happened 2 possessions in a row.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, this isn't going to work at all.
Doc, do something.
And then Giannis goes down and just like, fine, I'll do this too. Like Giannis is bringing the ball up, setting up his own pick and rolls and everything. But that's what I couldn't believe watching that lineup. So I'm just like, isn't that what this guy Trent is here for? You know, you're the 17-point scorer. Like, if we need 3 minutes with no ball handlers, but you and Giannis, like, okay, how about you run a pick and roll with Giannis? Like, either he's going to be open or you're going to be open. You don't have to be Chris Paul, I think, to, like, run this action. Like, it should be a very easy action. We've seen Pat Connaughton run these with Bobby. Again, bad film for him. I also quickly, I see people going, like, why does he play ever? And I kind of agree. Like, defensively, he's just a problem. His shot was bad again tonight. 0 for 2. Small sample. He passes, and that's what they need out of the bench group. Pat had an assist in this game. He is like, I think he has like, I don't have the exact number, more total assists than Trent in like half the minutes. Like, Trent just hasn't moved the ball at all. Pat moves the ball, gets the offense going. Like, I'm not justifying playing him a lot by any means, but I think that's why he does play. But yeah, Trent, maybe he was banged up going into this game too, because I just don't understand why you wouldn't put the ball in his hands. Like Trent, Giannis pick and roll with Connaughton, Portis, and AJ Green space, that should be fine.
It theoretically should be fine. But just the 2 possessions that got them started.
It's horrible. Yeah.
It just, I just didn't understand. And it made me think so much about Markelle Fultz, man. It made me think so much about Markelle Fultz. Like, Marjan, if you really want out, the Bucks get nothing. They should call him up right away.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Would you rather have Fultz or Lonnie Walker?
I think Fultz. For this team, Fultz.
I just worry he's too much overlap with Ajax. I hear
you. Markel's a playmaker.
Ajax 4 assists.
Yeah, but they were all like not with him being the primary initiator.
No, he's a secondary playmaker. I mean, yeah.
Some might even say tertiary.
I worry about I worry about like how many non-shooters we want to throw in this thing. But I do. I hear you. What?
3. Not at the same time. I mean, it's not just 3.
4. I mean, like is Brook needs to hit some shots at some point.
Brook's a shooter. He'll shoot.
I know. Yeah, he will.
He's not a maker. He's not a Thon maker, but he'll shoot him. God, what if we got Thon back? They can't just broke size.
Let's talk about Damian Giannis, who we haven't talked about yet. I don't want to share my thoughts on if we got Thon Maker back.
65 I think, combined points.
I mean, on 23 of 43 shooting from the field, 4 of 11 from deep. Dame carried there. They're all Dames. And how about on 15 of 19 from free throw? Dame also carries there, but not by as much. Dame missed a free throw. Giannis missed 3 of his 12. Yeah, I think this has like been the underrated story of the year, and we're doing it like 4th after Ryan Rollins and stuff, which so we're the problem here too. But these two are playing way better together. And I think they're a lot more comfortable. I think a big part of the reason for that, Dame's drives are back. And I do think last year, you know, I think it became kind of obvious that he was having trouble like getting that last step and finishing. And it is kind of hard to run a devastating pick and roll if that element of the game isn't there. Because then the teams can kind of just sell out a little bit more to Dame's jumper and to take away the rim from Giannis and leave that kind of in-between space. Right now they can't. I mean, you see teams try and like stay a little too close to Dame to prevent him to pull up. He's to the rim and he's scoring. He was 8 for 11 from 2 on this game. And some of those were obviously, you know, 2-point jumpers as well. 34, 4, and 7 for Dame, 31, 16, and 2 for Giannis in 30 minutes, which is remarkable. I mean, their actions, I think, look better than ever. I still see people saying, like, oh, it's clunky, whatever. I mean, I don't know how much more you want. I think they've figured a lot of things out. I think the DHO game has been a huge addition and has really gotten Dame going more. And then Giannis, I mean, they find him with a sliver of space. We know what's going to happen down low. I'm loving watching these two play together right now.
Me too, man. The chemistry's there. They're both playing at such a high level. It's at a point where we can see them both succeeding at the same time in the same game. That's not something we saw a ton of last season, because it was either Dame had a big game or Giannis had a big game, or neither of them had a big game. It was never both of them having a big game, right? We've seen it multiple times this season already, that both of them can go get their own within the flow of this team. And that's exactly what this team needs in order to be very, very successful. You need Dame to be at the top of his game. You need Giannis to be at the top of his game. You need them playing off of each other.
Yeah.
And they seem to have figured it out. Giannis was screening hard.
Yeah.
At times, it was good to see. They're eating up space. They know where to eat up each other's space. It's just perfect.
I love the way they both played defensively in this game. Felt like there was a much better commitment to that end. Even again, this is one of those games, right? Like, yes, you're 1-6. Every game should feel like survival. You know, it's Utah the night before Knicks. These are the games where we've seen this team this year specifically like, we're going to look past this Utah game. You know, we're going to save it for the Knicks game or whatever in MSG. And they were locked in, I thought, from the very start. Dame and Giannis were defensively. And I think Giannis being more involved schematically and committing more to the defensive end is a huge deal for the Bucks. Again, they just need him there, and he was dominating there on this game. So phenomenal game from those two. Can't really say enough about how important they are without Khris, because there's not a lot of consistent offense elsewhere. I mean, the one shaky thing about the starting lineup is the non-Dame and Giannis members scored a combined 14 points. I will say, Brook 1 point on 0 for 2. I'm kind of like, okay, it probably better that you didn't, do 4 more after that start. Maybe get him rolling to the rim a little bit more, but they're just doing more Dame and Giannis. So
plus,
I
Utah's
can't be
a big
mad.
team.
Yeah, Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, and Drew Eubanks for some reason. What is he doing there?
He fits the demo. Yeah,
he does, doesn't he?
I saw somebody I know they would trade all the picks for AJ Green. But Bobby Portis was the third leading scorer in this game, 19 points. I will say a bad first half, a better second half from Bobby. And the biggest Bobby Portis thing for me felt like, I don't know if I can remember one designed post up to start a half court set. He posted up once when he got the offensive rebound, passed out, passed back to him, whatever. I don't care about that. There's 6 seconds on the clock, find a shot. He was playing more in the flow of the offense and ended up as a +2. And I think that those things, again, single game plus minus, whatever, those things are connected. And I thought, it helps that his threes fell. He started out slow, but then got hot in the second half. And those threes really are, I think, what made the Bucks able to give some garbage time at the end of this one, get the 3.5 minutes off. But I liked the way he played offensively a lot better. There was a lot less of all right, Dame, dump the ball to Bobby, let's see what happens, and a lot more of Bobby in the dunker, Bobby at the 3-point line, and I think that's how they need to keep playing.
Absolutely. That is absolutely how they need to keep playing. I thought Bobby Portis, it was really interesting to watch, because on our last podcast, I was like, what does Bobby do outside of posting up? And I was like, Let me just keep an eye. Let me see if I can see anything that he can do. And then the first couple possessions, it's like, oh, your space?
He screened a little bit too.
Yeah. I'm like, that's fun.
Yeah.
Good on you, Rob.
Yeah. Robert. Glenn and Robert.
Is his name actually Robert, or is it just Bobby?
I was going to say, I think it's Robert, but if there's anyone who was just born a Bobby, it is Bobby Portis.
I think he was just born Bob. No, his name is just Bobby.
Good for him. Did you see $40K for info on the
someone help him out, man, please.
I think I was ready to put in some PTO and become a private eye. $40K? He's gonna get answers.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm gonna put on some, I don't know, Pink Panther movies and learn how to be a detective, man.
Oh man, the Steve Martin Pink Panther movies.
Classics.
The first one. Incredible.
Yeah.
So good. I love that movie.
Doo-doo. I mean, those guys are going to get caught, man.
Oh, absolutely. I also feel him putting up 40K makes me feel even worse.
I know. There must have been some really important stuff taken.
Help him out, man, please.
Yeah. I would if I could. You'd have to be pretty close to me for me to not sell you out to Bobby Portis for 40K.
If the people who did it are listening to this right now, tell me so I can get 40K.
I would turn myself in for 40K.
I don't know if I'd do that.
I feel like you could play it down and it would be worth. Well, let's not. I'm not a lawyer. Not a lawyer, not a doctor.
I know many lawyers, so that's probably a bad thing.
Yeah. Well, what's Rohan up to?
What do you mean by this?
Well, you just need a lot of lawyers.
I don't need. None of them are actually my lawyers. They're my friends.
If you're a lawyer out there, contact Rohan. He needs more in the stable.
Listen, I gotta keep my, what is that? Rolodex.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah. Good one. Good old guy term.
Yeah, I got a reference in there.
You're probably the oldest person who knows what that is. Or the youngest person. Excuse me. The youngest person who knows what that is.
I'm
not the oldest. You're the oldest who doesn't know what TikTok is.
I do know what it is.
No, that's also backwards. No. Yeah, no, it should be youngest again. Damn it.
It's okay. It's early.
Yeah. But any other thoughts on Bobby, not Robert?
No, yeah. Sorry. But yes, actually, no. On a serious note, please. If you
yes. Listen,
it's early for me too, Ty.
I appreciate you.
Bobby playing really well. I mean, operating outside of those post-ups is just so key for him. Being able to get more 3 balls up, I think, is so important for him. I mean, his guy, Lethal Shooter, is throwing gummy bears into water bottles backwards.
He's such a good content creator, too.
He's so good at it. It's so good, but it's also like, this man is insane.
Yeah, 100%.
But Bobby, just being able to see him do other things besides post-ups, base the ball, hit some threes, throw some screens in there, some off-ball screens, and you're like, that's a good player.
Yeah. I mean, you still have the defensive stuff. I think more switching helps, but the math with Bobby is always like, if you can get him going offensively in a way that is good for the rest of the team too, you can at least overcome that. And it is valuable to score. I mean, defense is great. You know, again, Giannis and Dame 31 and 34, Bobby 19. AJ Green had 12, and obviously he's not the one directly creating those, although it is kind of instant offense. The rest of the team did not have many points combined, especially with Khris out. I think they probably do need Bobby to some extent just to keep the offense going and not require 80 combined from Giannis and Dame every night. So it's encouraging to see him play like this.
100%.
You know what else is encouraging is Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, where you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. It is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured, which happens way too often in sports these days. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup live. It's the best place to get in on the real money sports action. Join up with more than 10 million users today. And again, sign up today. You get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. So if you think that Damian Lillard is going to get more than, his 3-pointers thing keeps going up. Might go a little down. He only had 4. Dame threes against the Knicks is a good one. Giannis PRA in Madison Square Garden. Come on, Giannis is playing. Also, if you could find anything on AJ Green, I'm saying the more than is a play here. I think AJ's in a heater right now.
Shooting 61.5% from 3 on the season.
On a heater and earning more minutes. So that's what we're looking toward this week on Prize Picks. If you want to make those plays, if you want to fade those plays, do the opposite. You could do that. If you want to make your own plays unrelated, if you want to say, hey, I'm a big Torian Prince guy, I'm a big TP guy, I'm going with TP points, you can do that too. Download the app today and use code Eurostep to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code Eurostep, name of this pod, all one word. Get $50 instantly when you play that first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
You want to know something fun, Ty?
I do.
So the Sixers, if we want to talk ultimate copium.
Losers.
Yeah.
Imagine being, what are they, 1-7?
1-6, I think.
Imagine being 1-6 on Friday, November 8th, losers.
Yeah, imagine.
Don't know what that would be like.
Take that
on
Philly.
Friday, November 8th.
They are 1-6.
Losers.
With Tyrese Maxey, unfortunately, missing a few weeks with a hamstring strain. Do you know who owns the Sixers pick?
It can't be the Bucks.
It's not. That'd be so cool.
That would be. I was like, whoa.
Top 6 protected.
Ooh, that's a little spicy. Is it Brooklyn?
It's OKC.
Oh, okay. That's probably who I should have guessed.
Yeah. So even if they are just middling, they don't even get a good pick.
OKC doesn't need more of those, though. I'm actually a little concerned about that.
Yeah. They also have Utah's top 10 protected pick this year.
Yeah, I think Utah's going to use that one.
Yeah.
I think Utah's not too worried about that one. Marketed played, and they were pretty bad.
Yeah, but just a little bit extra.
Yeah,
fun. You know, as bad as it is for the Bucks, at least they're not the Sixers.
Yeah.
Imagine being in 15th place in the East. Wow.
On Friday, November 8th.
On Friday, November 8th, 2024.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Idiots.
Imagine
failure.
Imagine only having one win on Friday, November 8th.
That's pathetic. Tear down the franchise, trade off everyone, buy out Maxey and let him sign with the Milwaukee Bucks, et cetera, et cetera.
Is he a backup? Is he a super sub?
I think I'd start him with Dame and just say F defense.
I wouldn't, honestly.
I would.
Imagine him, 6th man of the year every year. Incredible. You have an all-star.
He's won like every other award. Yeah.
Coming off the bench. He's this generation's Manu Ginobili on the Bucks. Tyrese Maxey, do you want to be Manu? Come to the Bucks.
Junior Bridgman was right there for you. Retired number. Look up in the 5-serve, right? You could own part of the team someday if you make smart investments.
Yeah.
Actually, probably don't even have to make smart investments. You make a lot more than he made back then.
Junior Bridgman had to cloth his way all the way there.
You had to save Ebony Magazine. You can just keep playing ball and have enough to do that.
Yeah. You've got endorsements, don't you, Tyrese?
Yeah, I think he's got some.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen him.
The Nick Nurse brand.
No, my God. He's a New Balance guy, right?
Yeah, he is. He's that good commercial they do.
Yeah.
I still want to get Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
It's just not really possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
Who else played in this game? Games?
Oh, you want to talk about Christopher?
Yeah.
Christian. Damn it, Christian.
His name's James.
Well, yeah, but it's also Christian.
I know. James Christian Middleton. James Christopher Middleton. That sounds funnier.
Yeah.
So
is that the Winnie the Pooh guy? No, that's Christopher Robin.
Yeah, that's Christopher Robin. So Khris Middleton.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just
didn't play.
Yeah, no. But also, did we do a pod before that Shams report that it's like he's still out indefinitely? It's taking longer than expected?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So that's bad.
That's not great. Yeah. Yeah.
It's at a point where it's like, Doc, are you just lying to everyone?
Well,
he's like, if it's a playoff game, he's playing. Is he?
I mean, he hobbled around last year. I think he might.
This game and these last couple games are kind of like the playoffs of the Bucks. It's going to make or break their season.
Thankfully, let me pull this up again. Where are they right now? They were 2.5 games out of third. I think now they're 2 games out of third.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 2 games out of third. So not that much incentive yet. Thankfully, the East is mid as hell. There are 2 teams above 500. Everybody else is 500 or worse. Brooklyn's still sitting there in 4th right now, which is just simply hilarious. And then, the Sixers 15th. I don't know what that would even be like. What idiots would do that? I don't know. I'm the sucker because I'm like, I still think he's not probably that far away.
Yeah, but
he's doing 3-on-3s. He's sweating. He needs to do his 5-on-5s. Feel a little bit better. Is he doing
3-on-3?
Yeah, he's doing 3-on-3s.
Okay, that does make me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, he's just like they're just like, he just hasn't felt quite good enough, I guess. I don't know how to gauge that. I guess only Chris would know. To do his 5-on-5s yet. And then once he does that, and Doc was like, it could be the day of a game if he has a good 5-on-5. So I didn't take that report as like he's super far away. It's just like he's not ready yet, and they're just not exactly sure.
Yeah, but
Which sucks, but
I would have liked something more concrete.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, me too. I would love, hey, he's playing today.
Yeah. Hey, he's playing against the Knicks.
I like that he's there. It comforts me that he's there. I get to see him talking with Dame.
Seen like, was it 2 games ago or something? Did you see his chain? That thing was dancing. I
mean, he's done well for himself in his career.
Yeah. Shout out Khris Middleton. Shout out Khris Middleton's jeweler. Really doing a good job.
You looking for the connect there?
Listen, I can't afford.
You should get to hold one.
I should. You know what? I think you're right. Hey, Bobby Portis is robbers. If you are listening, let me know.
Where is this going? To get the 40K.
No, what did you think I was gonna say?
I was like, I got another target for you.
No.
Let's not make any more impassioned pleas to the robbers.
Yeah. Only about turning themselves in.
Turn themselves in, yeah. To Rohan.
Yes. Or to you. I'll give it to you.
No, I think you're a better. I would love to see
if they come to either of us, we split it.
Yeah, I would. I really want to see 40K Rohan on the pod the next episode. Just crazy, iced out with the Fear of God hoodie, looking like the players on courtside, but here for the pod.
I do like me some Fear of God.
Sunglasses inside, you do.
Okay, actual basketball.
Yeah.
So the Bucks need some ball handlers, don't they?
Yeah,
I think that's by far the weakest part of this team, because if you look up and down this roster and the guys who played, like, you had some great standout performances, right? AJ Green, absolutely electric. Like I mentioned, shooting 61.5% from 3 on the season, which is again up from his slump of 50% shooting from 3. And it's great. He's not a ball handler at all. Pat Connaughton gave those 2 possessions are etched into my head forever. Pat's like, no, I turned it over in the last one. You got this one. He turns it over immediately. Gary Trent Jr., we already talked about him. DeLon Wright getting a DNP, I think, is very, very, very important.
Yeah.
Because you could see in this game, the reason that they kind of lost the rope a little bit before getting it back with Dame playing a lot is that they just didn't have anyone. They had no one to be a backup point guard. And we thought it would be DeLon Wright, but it's not. I think we have a strong enough sample at this point to say it's not him.
There's an injury thing going on that we haven't gotten much info on. So I don't know how much that's a factor, but right now it certainly seems that way.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not Ajax, as much as you listed it as a guard. That dude's a 6'5" power forward.
Yeah, I don't think he's a point guard either. I know there's still that argument. I don't, he's a connective tissue player. He's not a point guard.
Yeah, 100%. He's a whatever a Bruce Brown is, you know?
Yeah, Lonzo.
Yeah. Also, it's really good to see Lonzo playing.
Yeah.
And you just look up and down this roster and it's like, oh, there's no one else besides Ryan Rollins.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't sleep on Ryan Rollins. 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 for 1 from the field. No turnovers. A lot of one. Well, he played 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's hard to put up more than once. DeLon Wright in 13 minutes would have, the only one would be 0 for 1 from the field, Rohan. This is marked improvement on the accomplishing things category, which is why he's taken DeLon Wright's tiny minutes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, do you think Ryan Rollins could get converted at some point?
I feel like they're going to give Wright and Trent every chance to like nudge him out of their lineup. I mean, Khris coming back obviously helps a lot too. I know we're kind of just approaching this like he's gone because we don't know when that's going to be, but there's your third creator who makes everything so much easier for everyone. I would assume Trent and Wright though get chances to keep Rollins from doing that. But I mean, yeah, if these guys can't play, I could see a Torrey Craig situation where it's just like, okay, what contender wants to give one of you guys a shot? And then you do have the roster spot. If you can go find a Fultz, if you can go find a Fultz or Lonnie Walker, if we get there, that's a good trade. If you can find like a Fultz or a Lonnie Walker, sure. But otherwise, Ryan Rollins is here and playing very well, I think, in very, very little sample, but has come in and executed better than Wright easily in these, 9 minutes he's played the last 2 games.
It's just, it's wild to see, right?
Yeah.
It's so fun. Okay. Also, would you want Markelle Fultz, Lonnie Walker, or Dennis Smith Jr.? I forgot about DSJ.
Probably Fultz.
I think
Because
Fultz, right?
I think he can do a little more offensively. I would probably take DSJ over Lonnie, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they could just use another. Like, Lonnie's like a scorer on the bench that they could theoretically use. But again, like, is Trent ever going to figure it out? Because he should also be that. And I don't want too many of those guys.
Exactly. Like, you already have, like, you're scoring. Hey, you're scoring 2 guards. AJ Green, man.
Also him. I mean, yeah, he's like barely open. It just doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, there was a great play design to that. I think wasn't a great play. I mean, it's good, but it was just very simple, where you just have Giannis fake a DHO to Bobby curls, and then you just have it go into a screen with AJ Green eating up the space, and it's like, oh, he has a second of daylight, boom, easy 3. So it's very easy to get a guy like him open, especially because he's big, it has a high release point, and just as a shooter.
And you can't fall asleep off him either, because while he's not a point guard, he will make a smart pass if you dedicate too much to him.
Absolutely, he'll make jump passes all day.
Yeah,
which I think are very funny.
I do too.
I think this team just needs a little more playmaking. Like, you're seeing Dame have to play 37 minutes against Utah because they just don't have anyone else, right? And that's like my primary concern about this team going forward.
Yeah, I think DeLon Wright, Ryan Rollins, Gary Trent Jr., one of them's got to step up to be the second guy. And I know Trent's not a point guard, but even if you're just like a basic creator who can screen and roll with Giannis, he should be able to do that.
Like, can you like, the bar is so low as if you're a Milwaukee Buck, in the sense of, can you just adequately dribble a basketball
like
up and down the court?
Set someone up with a mediocre shot without handing it to the opponent. That's what we're looking for here.
Yeah. Just like, can you make a pass? Can you bring the ball up and pass it? That's all.
Dribble and pass successfully.
That's all we're asking. We're not asking
like the first day of basketball camp. Just like, all right, dribble to this mark and then throw a chest pass.
Yeah.
And the Bucks are like, we have no one actually.
That would change the entire course of this Milwaukee Bucks season.
Ryan Rollins. I'm saying I'm buying the Ryan Rollins stock too. Do you want to hear a long Dame quote on AJ Green?
Of course. I would like nothing else, Ty.
I love the way he starts this quote.
I want him to read me this as I fall asleep.
I know. That would be nice. I think you just got to have the ability to shoot. Like, to be a great shooter, you got to have the ability to shoot. It's a strong start here from Dame. You cannot poke a hole in this argument so far. In the NBA, we play so many games. Again,
a lot.
You can't argue.
Chat GPT, right?
We shoot the ball so much that you're going to go through tough stretches where you don't shoot the ball well. You're going to have stretches where you shoot the ball great and you think you're going to make every shot. But I think the great shooters, they just stay true to what makes them a great shooter, and that's getting reps. That's doing their game speed. That's being able to accept that you're going to miss shots and it's just not going to fall sometimes. You still got to raise up every time like everyone is going in. I think for somebody like AJ, when I come in and I do my pre-practice stuff and I'm getting ready to get out on the court, I know I can count on seeing him on that far basket, going through his rip-through threes and catch and shoot, quick catch and shoot, step backs both ways, quick trigger. Like, I see him go through this routine over and over and over, even when he's not in the rotation last year, even when he wasn't playing early. He's not missing those days. And I think when you put the time in and you can feel those reps, you're going to be confident regardless of what the result is in a game. And I think that's what makes a great shooter, and that's why he's a great shooter. This is, by the way, per Gabe Stoltz at Stoltzy3 on Twitter. Despite the funny start, and Dame is just a talker. He's verbose. A really cool quote. And again, we've talked about this last year when other Bucks, I think Giannis also called out, like, that guy is in the gym probably as much as pretty much anyone. It's really showing right now.
It really is. Like, he's put in the effort, he's put in the work, and it really shows. He's got that Euro step bump. Everything's going well for AJ Green. It's just really cool to see a developmental story like him coming out of the Bucks.
Yeah. You want to hear Dame on Ajax?
Please. Does it start off the same way?
When you're a defender in the NBA, you've got to defend. We play a lot of games. It doesn't.
You got me on that one.
Okay. Dame doing the, like, I don't have enough word count in my essay. So when you're an energy guy, you need to bring energy. No, here's what he actually said. Here's a real quote. I thought he had a great game. Every good team has somebody that you can point to as like a disruptor, energy player that just brings that to a team. And I think it was obvious with him out there. His pressure on the ball, the deflections, chasing down loose balls. Just a lot of those hustle plays, those energy plays that can bring energy to a team, but also those moments where it looked like the other team is about to have something happen for them, and his energy and effort, keywords there, and his motor comes into play for us. Like that fast break where Brook is chasing down Patty Mills, also what a sentence, and he made him throw up a high floating layup in transition. The other guy is following up, and Dre come up from behind and blocks it. That's just the kind of player he is. I think they felt his presence out there tonight. Dame as a quote is so good for us in the Bucks ecosystem. So entertaining to listen to.
100%. And I think it's great that he called out that play. That double chase down was kind of incredible.
Yeah.
Like, what an incredible defensive play with Brook Lopez. Just sort of, I saw him start to run, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, he was like, not today, Patty. You're 30-some too. I'm getting you.
He's like, if there's one guy I can chase down, it's Patty Mills.
I think he's only doing that for Patty and Walker Kessler and maybe Eubanks.
Yeah, so just the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, well, no, but if that's Colin Sexton, I think he's like, you got it. Yeah. You okay? I'm not catching up to the rat tail.
If it's Cody Williams, no.
No, yeah, definitely not.
But yeah, and then Ajax just comes out of nowhere and just swats I forget who was it?
I don't know. Dame didn't know either. No, I thought it was a wing. Someone who was following the play. Maybe it was Eubanks. I really thought it was going to be Bucks ball too. It just, I think, missed hitting the Jazz player on the way down, but still a great play to prevent 2 points.
Yeah, but I think Dame is absolutely fired up about the young guys for good reason.
Yeah.
And I think it's really starting to set like a little tonal shift in the organization and this team about like, yeah, they're here. These are the guys. It's not necessarily like mostly Pat. It's like Pat Connaughton is not that, usual wing where you just plug and play. He's going to play 20 to 30 minutes with Giannis and Khris and Brook. And it's like, no, that's not this team anymore. There's been a changing of the guard. It's Ajax, and his speed is literally that Cars 3 clip where it's like, hey, like whatever it is, he just passes by him. It's like, hey, I'm the new guy. Just like speeds right past him. And it's like, oh, I can't keep up with that anymore. He can't. Yeah. Pat literally can't keep up with that anymore.
He can't, unfortunately. The minutes for this game, as you mentioned, Dame at 37, Brook at 32, Giannis at 30. Then we got Ajax at 28, Bobby at 26, Taurean Prince at 24, AJ Green at 18, Pat 16, Trent 8, and then Rollins 4.5, but one of them was before garbage time, and then it was about 3 minutes of garbage time for some other players, including Stanley Amude, who I believe scored his first Bucks points in this game on a good-looking 3. All he did, but nice run from him.
We didn't get a CL Utah game, man.
No, he's with the Herd. The Herd played tonight, actually, by the way. The Herd season is back. They are on the road, I think, in Iowa to play the Iowa Wolves. So we might get some CL tonight and some AJ Johnson. So that'll be exciting to watch, see if those two play, because I know they were assigned. They were not active for the Bucks against the Utah Jazz in this game.
They haven't been active in a few. They've been doing like full-on training camp with them.
Yeah, those have been the Herd guys so far, which again, a surprise to see Livingston down there. Disappointed to see Livingston down there, but
maybe it's just a start.
Did Tyler Smith win that positional battle?
I don't
He's
think
up there.
So.
I mean, he played in this game.
That is true. That's kind of really interesting, right? Because I think it's like
very interesting.
I think it's more like Tyler Smith has a clear skill that he's good at already.
Yeah, but you just wouldn't expect, like you would expect these guys at this point in the bench are like, if something goes wrong, we play them. And I would have figured CL would be closer to that than Rollins or than Smith, excuse me.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
I mean, Smith is bigger. Maybe that's just
it. I think that's literally it.
But they have Robbins, though, if you need a center.
That's true.
It's interesting. It's something to track. I think it's very interesting that Smith is with the Bucks. And, I mean, Johnson, I think we've said this. Johnson is farther away. It makes sense. But Livingston being the other guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would have thought it would be AJ and Tyler Smith.
Yeah. I mean, I think we will see Tyler Smith on the Herd at points, but it is. I'm intrigued. I'm observing.
Maybe they're getting CL warmed up for his big Bucks debut, where he just takes that back up, big spot.
I wish, man. It's not looking great for my big CL investment here.
I know. Listen, you got me buying stock in it too.
I know. Well, if you can follow me if you want, you don't have to, but I am buying up Rollins.
I did follow. Oh, Rollins on Rollins.
Rollins, yeah. We didn't talk much about Taurean Prince. Shot 50% again. Yeah, he's shooting really well.
And it's like he's I think that's been a consistent point of him just being pretty good.
Yeah, he is the one Vetman guy where you're like, please just exactly this some more, please.
And he's like perfectly fit into his role. And I think he's a little bit underappreciated in that respect. And I think like myself included, like just aren't talking enough about how good Taurean Prince is. But he's doing exactly what we wanted him to, right? Just be a big-ish guy out there who can defend multiple positions, hit some shots. That's perfect. Imagine this level of production just coming off the bench. It's perfect.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the goal here. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, and 2 of 5 from the field, 2 of 4.
Or do you just go giant with TP still starting with Khris?
No, I think you need Ajax now. I think that's been made clear. They need guys to guard smalls. That's the other thing about Ajax now. He's guarding guards. Prince, they need on forward. So like Knicks game tomorrow, we can do a very fast preview. We both did Knicks pods talking about this game too, so you can check out Knicks Fan TV. Pods. Yeah, Blue Wire Knicks pod. Check out Knicks Fan TV and Knicks Film School to hear more from us on this game. So this is the most preview content we will ever do for a game besides like a finals game, maybe even then. But Ajax, we don't. Ajax though letting Prince guard wings more that is huge because like Prince is getting dusted by Sam Merrill. Like he needs to guard bigger guys. So I think this upcoming Utah game makes so much sense to put Ajax, I would assume. Next game, sorry. Ajax on Brunson. And then you have Prince and Dame guarding some 2 of the wings. Do you think Lopez is going to guard Hart? Or are they going to put him on Cat? I guessed Hart.
I think Hart makes sense, but also I could see him start on Cat.
Yeah.
Like, I was telling Alex this, like, it's just Cat is one of those guys that really makes it difficult for Brook Lopez. It's like him and Porzingis, and it's like really unfortunate that those two are both in the East.
Yeah.
But I think you have to get creative, and I think you just like this is the first matchup. Like this is a new team, this is a new identity. You have to figure it out. You have to figure out if it doesn't work. You have to stick with your principles first. So if you have Brook Lopez sort of shading Cat, like you're going to start with that look. I think at least to start. Yeah, you're going to start with it at least to start. Good job, me. But then you can put him on a Josh Hart as things kind of get going later in the game. Have Giannis on Cat or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, this is a game where I could see the Bucks maybe leaning more into Brook in the post too, just because the Knicks are very small as a team right now. I mean, they have the good defensive wings, and OG can guard pretty much anyone, but just like size-wise, rebounding-wise, they're just as a team, they're very, very thin right now.
Yeah, with Mitchell Robinson not healthy. Yeah.
Precious is also out.
Yeah.
They just don't have Ariel Huck-Porty, I think, is their main big off the bench right now, which is not an ideal spot.
You just got converted, right?
Yeah, just got converted to make sure they weren't like breaking the roster rules. They're like fighting to stay under the apron right now because of their big trades and everything. It's going to be a fascinating game. I mean, we also talked about Brook's been doing more on the perimeter, so maybe you're right. They'll start there and just like see how it goes. I'm sure Brunson's going to be asked to shoot from the mid-range here, and it's just like how many can he make, and how well can Ajax navigate those Cat screens? Like, do you just let Brook go and pop with Cat and say like, hey, if Cat wants to try and drive past Brook, we think we can help enough, but we're not going to give you the wide open threes. It's going to be a really interesting matchup. The other side, like the Bucks defense, I'm not sure what they're going to do. The Bucks offense, I think, is probably going to eat because Dame attacking Cat in the drop, like Dame's gonna have a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Alex said they're going to put Bridges on him to start.
His good friend.
So it's going to be a little interesting, but yeah, I think whatever matchup Cat has is just going to be the obvious mismatch, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're whoever that is going to be setting screens.
Is it Ajax? But then who do you put Brunson on?
Yeah, but they put Brunson on Ajax. So they're going to either put Cat on Brook or Giannis.
Yeah, and it's just going to be food.
Probably Brook. I mean, it's still a Tibbs team.
It's going to be Cat food.
Yeah, it's going to be Cat food. It's still a Tibbs team. They're droppers. Like they play more straight up than a lot of teams do.
Yeah. It'll be good. The only reason I worry about that is because I think Mikal Bridges is an elite screen navigator, so that's just going to be a little bit difficult. But
I mean, Dame is getting that call around screens right now. Like it's almost impossible, I think, to guard him at the moment. The way he's playing,
I think so. OG on Giannis is really interesting.
It's a tough one for Giannis. He tries to take him one-on-one. It's not that. I hope they don't lean into that too much.
I think we're unfortunately going to see a little bit of that.
We'll see. I mean, it's Giannis. He's always going to ISO some.
Giannis is the best player on the court on most given nights, and that's not going to be any different tonight.
No, but OG is one of those guys where, like Lowry's like this for guards. Drew, this guy's easy. I'm just going to go at him, and it's like, it's probably not a great idea to do that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I like they kept trying to post Bobby on Evan Mobley. And I was like, do you not know anything about Evan Mobley? Like this is bad.
Do you see him right now?
Yeah. Dude, look at his frame and how fast he moves. And I don't think you calculated this one right. So we'll see. I'm eager to see this game. I think it's going to be a good game. Like the Knicks aren't exactly rolling right now. I think the Bucks, even on the second night of a back-to-back, do have a good chance. Also, a chance for our Dame as the best point guard in the East agenda to thrive.
I said this is for the belt.
Yeah. I mean, no one else is close. Maxi's hurt now. I still don't think he was there. And Halliburton has had some clutch shots, but not a lot of other shots.
Playing like a role player out there.
Who else would even be in the conversation? I mean, that's
Terry Rozier. It's Trae Young,
Trae Young. Okay. I mean, Trae Young. I was gonna say I don't need to hear from Trae Young from the play-in, but I realized that's looking up for the Bucks, so never mind.
We have to be careful with what we say.
Actually, they are fifth right now, so never mind entirely. Sorry, Trae Young. I apologize.
Yeah. On Friday, November 8th.
On Friday, November 8th. I've heard Tyler Hero's the best player on the Heat this year, which is kind of insane.
Yeah. Bam's defense is slipping. Jimmy's just making. Did you see that play to end the game?
Yeah.
What on earth was that?
That, you know what that was? That was Grayson Allen's music.
It was Grayson.
That was a great Grayson Allen impression.
For those who missed it, the Heat were down 3 to the Suns. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Butler has the ball. There's like 3 seconds left. The shot clock's expired. He has a wide open 3-pointer that he just needs to shoot and then gives it to, I don't even know who that was.
I think it was Hero, but no, well, he
gives it to very contested.
Oh yeah, 2 on him, and like he had to like launch one arm to try and get it toward the rim, and it was not in time anyway. Well, Jimmy, like they doubled whoever was on the ball, so Jimmy's just like popping open, and for some reason he's like cutting toward the basket instead of just like spacing out to the 3-point line. So he has to like try and pass it back and take this really ugly looking step back. He doesn't just shoot it; he tries that pass. The whole thing was a disaster. It's just like, this is the clutch guy. That was like the least clutch play I've seen in my life.
That was a losing play.
Literally, it was like you gave them no shot to win. That like plays like that. It reminds me of Malik Willis not throwing the Hail Mary in his first game. And thankfully, Malik Willis has beat all the allegations since then.
Malik Willis, best backup QB in the league.
100%. Not even a question, I think. But like you have to throw the Hail Mary. He didn't get it off. And it's like, I don't expect it to work, but you've got to give your team a chance. Yeah, there's no other choice. And so not even getting the shot up, it's like and it's like the guys who don't heave at the end of the quarters. That's my pet peeve. I hate that. Like, I don't care about your now. I wish they would keep it the same. Like, let's identify who's a loser and who's not. But like, it's literally a chance at free points. There is no downside. No one cares about the minuscule change to your 3-point percentage, and cleaning the glass factors out the heaves now. Like, you don't even, whatever. It's a tangent, but it was hilarious though, that play. It was great.
It was really funny. Listen, the Bucks are now 2-6. Incredible, amazing improvement. Yep. Still need a lot of cope.
All the way up to 13th. Yeah, all the way up to 13th.
Still need a lot of cope. So it's really, I thank the Miami Heat for providing me some moments of levity when watching.
Again, the whole East, man, nobody's good. Every night I look and it's like, if it's not Cleveland or Boston and they're playing a team in the West, they are losing every time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the West, like 4-4 in the West is 10th. Meanwhile, it's 3rd in the East.
10th and 11th. The LA teams are both 4-4. They are 10th and 11th right now, and they would both be home court teams in the East at the moment with that same record.
Crazy.
Pathetic.
Yeah, what a Leastern. It really is. This is the most Leastern conference I've seen in a while.
It's bad. Again, the two teams at the top look great, so I don't want to take anything away from them. But the top of the West looks pretty good too, even if I don't totally buy the Warriors. But yeah, the whole West is just like beating up on the East. Although the Nuggets had like 2 wins by the skin of their teeth against the Raptors. So they're not all convincing, but these teams do keep beating up.
Yeah,
on the,
but you're talking about an 8th place team there.
Yeah.
The Nuggets.
Yeah, wow.
Like Phoenix
at
looks
5-3.
great.
The 5-3 Nuggets at 8th. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the Suns look incredible. Shout out Bud.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Shout out my son, Grayson Allen. I hope Bud took that job just to be with Grayson Allen again.
He's not playing him that much, is he?
I mean, not like an insane amount.
I think it's clear what they need, and Grayson's a little overlappy with the rest of their play. But whatever, it doesn't matter.
KD playing like an MVP.
Yeah. Have you how are you feeling about this Wemby thing to start the year? They're saying
Bro,
he's
go be a
French,
big guy.
They're saying he's a French lemon. They're saying Risache is the best young French guy. They're saying Koulibaly is the young French guy in the league. Risache is second. Wemby's third.
It's just crazy.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they.
You know what I think? I think the Spurs should cut bait now.
I think they should.
Send him
Marjan
to
Beauchamp,
Milwaukee.
he's a great commodity.
If you know what, if we have to send Pat C to make the salaries work, it's clear these young guys need to learn how to win more. And Chris Paul has never done the thing. You need someone who's done it all. You need a champion. No one listens to Harrison Barnes. You need Pat Connaughton.
I love how you're like, they need a champion. It's like, shoot, Harrison Barnes is there.
No one listens to him.
No one listens to Harrison. Hey, like Pat and Bobby will teach you a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
How is David Duke Jr. not rebranded yet?
Honestly, I don't know.
Just go by Dave.
But I think it's like he wants to be the good one.
He's not gonna be.
I know. It's really unfortunate.
You have to be really good to take that name back.
I know. I respect his. I mean,
I feel bad for him, right? Because you shouldn't have to change your name, but it's every time I see you, it's a tough spot.
It really is.
I feel for him.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but yeah, the Spurs. Hey, but Wemby, it's just like, bro, go be near the basket.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think he's just in a shooting slump, but I don't love the way he's playing either.
Yeah, I saw this tweet where it's like, I don't follow the Spurs a lot, but how's this 7-11 guy not averaging 20 rebounds a game?
Yeah, he is leading them in scoring, but 22% from 3. I heard his 2-point percentage is actually better. So it's literally he's just chucking too many threes, and none of them are going in, which I honestly couldn't believe he shot as well as he did last year because his form is pretty wild, and he's just so big. But we'll see how it goes with them. Potential Marjan candidate.
I think so.
Not for Wemby. Not for Wemby. But.
I mean, hey, what if you accidentally fill out the paperwork wrong?
His rookie scale has to be way too high. I think it would take like Bobby or Pat.
Yeah.
Which again, I think the Bucks are willing to help a young team out and send him an NBA champion that's not named Harrison Barnes. Has Harrison Barnes actually won it?
Yeah.
The first Warriors one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was on the 73-9 team, and they lost, and they traded.
Well, very famously remembered.
They didn't trade him. Sorry, he signed as a free agent, and then they got KD.
Yeah, because he was horrible.
Yeah,
yeah.
But no, he is a one-time NBA champion. I say that sounded like insulting. That sounded insulting. Like I meant that. I meant. No, I know. Like he is an NBA champion.
He's shooting 32% from 3. Pat would fit in here.
No, should we take Harrison Barnes? I've always wanted Harry B, but I think so now that we got Taurean Prince, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think this is Harry B. He is the Jeff Green of Jay Crowder's at this point. I'm good.
He's the Jeff Green of Jay Crowder.
I'm good.
Bossman99 tweet at you again recently?
Not that I've seen.
You haven't typed his name out. He's name searching,
I typed it out on Blue Sky, so I'm ready for him to sign up for a Blue Sky account and find me on there. As Jordan tweeted a gif of Doc getting sprayed with water after they won last, Jordan Trusky, And Boss Man's clearly in it. And I tweeted at him, Jay Crowder sighting, I'm triggered. But he's not. I haven't seen him on Blue. So if you see all caps on Blue Skies, he's coming for me.
Even if it's not Jay Crowder, it's his burner.
Yeah, exactly.
Man left
Boss Man 999.
Adds an extra S.
Boss. Parcel tongue Boss Man. Have you seen the I think it's a video from the Suns this year, but KD is in the back just like typing the hell out of his phone. Has nothing to do with anything. Well, I guess Twitter, but just so funny, dude. Just so, in the locker room right after the game, glued to it, hammering away on his phone.
People are saying he's Centel.
That would be what is that show? Is that Bridgerton with the little girl who's like writing all the gossip? You haven't seen this?
No.
Sorry if I just spoiled Bridgerton for anyone. It's pretty old now. But it's like the reveal is crazy. Like there's this anonymous person like writing basically gossip columns about the kingdom, and it ends up being this little girl. It's like this crazy reveal at the end. That'd be like
Isn't that show still going?
Yeah, this is the first season. It's like different.
Oh.
It's like different. It follows different characters I only watched the first one. It follows different characters every season.
Wow. I didn't actually know that.
It's one of those shows where they do like classic interpretations of like modern music. So you like start hearing like the medieval sound, but it's like a Beyonce song. You're like, what the hell's going on? But I like it.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah. Well, if you're a child listening to this, you shouldn't watch Bridgerton.
Oh,
some spice. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't put this on, but I did watch the first season.
Yeah. You said it's good.
It's good. But it's age appropriate good. It's age appropriate. I just want to, I don't know who all do kids listen to us?
I don't know. I hope not, honestly.
Maybe on YouTube. There's a lot of young people on YouTube.
Yeah.
Stay in school. I'm doing my part, Rohan.
I know. No, you're doing a good job.
Thanks.
Learn to code.
I actually heard the industry's taking a downturn.
What?
I heard the coding industry is like kind of rough right now because of Chat GPT.
Yeah, it usually writes pretty bad.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of its resources are being allocated to writing Dame's post-game comments.
That's a good callback. Yeah, the way he started that, I was like, I can't wait to read this whole quote on the podcast because it's just so funny. A bulletproof thesis from Dame.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's like it's 11:50 and it's due at 11:59 types of work.
I need 8 more words.
Oh man, the Bucks, yeah. They play the Knicks again tonight. What's their schedule look like? They play the Raptors and then the Pistons, I believe. No, they play the Celtics on Sunday.
Celtics on Sunday. And then the Raptors is their in-season tournament game on Tuesday.
Yes.
So that's going to be electric. We will be back sometime after the
We get
the
the
Boston
debut of the
game.
blue court.
Yeah, we might have to record sometime after that in-season game too. Because I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about the in-season tournament. I'm fired up about the in-season tournament.
If they win, it's a successful season.
All right, let's not do this again. Let's not do this again.
A back-to-back against the Raptors and Pistons at home.
Oh,
These are prime opportunities for wins.
Yeah.
The Bucks need to capitalize. Then they play the Hornets, the Rockets, the Bulls, the Pacers, the Hornets, the Heat, the Wizards. That's how you close out this month. You can get back above 500 by the end of this month.
Yeah, I think they should.
Yeah. You just need to win. Go on a big winning streak. And then the Pistons, the Hawks, Celtics, and then the Nets. Then they have your in-season tournament break.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read too far ahead.
Yeah,
I'm just going to read all.
You did a good job. Yeah. I love the disgust in your voice. I would kind of want to hear the whole schedule. The Hawks, the Hornets, the Nets, the Celtics, the Sixers.
But a lot of theoretically easy games in this stretch for the Bucks. But we will have you covered.
Wait, one more take.
What?
One more take from me.
Oh, let's hear it.
Chris
I thought you were
plays
asking me to do another take of something.
No. Chris plays this month.
Oh,
I feel good about it.
Okay.
I think Chris plays by Turkey Day.
I really hope so.
Me too.
You know what?
Not source, just how I'm feeling.
I hope so. Because that's what, like 2 weeks? 3 weeks, sorry? A little less than 3 weeks?
Yeah, almost exactly. So 20 days. I think we see Khris in the next 20 days.
Because Thanksgiving is the 28th?
So yeah, it's the 8th
Feels
today,
late
November
this
8th. Yeah.
I feel like the best date for Thanksgiving is the 25th. I don't know why.
No, because that's too close to Christmas for me.
But it's like exactly a month before Christmas, you know?
I feel like I'm a late 20s guy for Thanksgiving.
You are a late 20s guy, so.
Yeah, I like that. Well, wow. Well, actually, no, I'll take that as a compliment because
what's wrong with that?
Well, it just feels like you're reminding me of our age gap here.
What? I'm in like my mid to late 20s.
Okay.
What? I'm not reminding you of the age.
It's 8:58. Let's just.
That wasn't an insult.
I know it wasn't. But it's just. I'm feeling a little older.
Oh.
I'm worried I'm losing my fastball on here.
What are you talking about?
But then I hear Skip say, I trust Cooper Rush more than Dak Prescott with the ball in his hands, and I realize you can do this at any age.
Did he really say
that? Oh, yeah, he said that. I just do. That's a great take if there's nothing behind it, but I just do.
Yeah.
I gotta start doing that more. I just do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just do. So what? What's the consequence? What's going to happen?
Nothing. That's what those guys learned.
No, they're really, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. On that note, we'll say thank you for listening to this episode of the Eurostep here on Blue Wire and GSPN, presented by our great friends over at Prize Picks. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening to or watching this podcast, including the kids on YouTube, apparently.
Yeah.
Stay in school. You know, school's fun. It can be. What?
Yeah. No, I was laughing at a little thumbs up bubble came up on my screen.
Oh, did it?
I was laughing at that. Yeah, that's going to be on the pod.
Do it for me?
It's not doing it so far. It might crash. I've seen Zoom crash from this.
Okay, let's not do that.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening or watching this podcast. Engage in the comments. Leave a 5-star rating and review on your podcast platform of choice. Yeah, we'll be back early next week-ish. You're just trying it now.
Yeah, well.
Pod random. We'll talk to you next time.